Hey everyone, welcome to Afro Club Live, now showing on NoireTV on Verizon Fios channel 269 and Optimum Cable channel 1100. Watch Afro Club Live on NoireTV, where we spotlight the best lounges and clubs in multiple cities around the world. Hear directly from the club promoters in multiple cities in the USA and around the world. Hear from DMV promoters such as DJ Jamster, Nana, Davuchi, Kunzo, Hakeem Tay, Issa Tams, Fred, TJ, and Kenny G, plus promoters in other cities on what life is like in their clubs. As our host, JSB, takes you on a fantastic trip in lounges and clubs like Elevate, Dama, 1812 Lounge, Society, and Spectrum. Watch promoters and their events in cities like DC, DMV, Atlanta, New York, New Jersey, Chicago, and Los Angeles. Now showing on NoireTV, channel 269 on Verizon Fios, channel 1100 on Optimum Cablevision, and on NoireTV.com on Android and iOS devices.
So Ghana was literally one of the best trips I've ever taken in my entire life. Literally, I had fun from the moment I landed until the time I left. I didn't even feel like leaving. And I just felt so at peace in Ghana, and it was just a lot of fun, and also just a cultural experience. But I want to talk to you in this video. This is going to be a brief video, and I'll have a big in-depth video a little bit later on. But this video is going to tell you everything that you want to know about Ghana in about 5 to 7 minutes. And so I'm going to talk about accommodations, the food, the nightlife, the visa, some of the inside things, where do you want to get your hair cut? Ladies, if you want to get the pedicure and manicures, you want to get outfits made, all of that is coming up in this video.
Welcome to Ghana.
So first things first, let me talk about accommodations. So the flyest place that I stayed in Ghana was Kwale's. Yo, this hotel is super fresh, and the rooms are like the size of an Airbnb. So I was like, I like this, right? You got a fridge, you got a living room, and depending, you can go from like the studio joint, which is like twice as big as a regular hotel room, up to the 3-bedroom penthouse. Super fly spot. And then also second best place, I would say, in my opinion, is Kempinski. And this is a super huge hotel, while Kwale's is more of a boutique hotel. But that place is also super fresh. And then another week, we spent a couple weeks in Ghana, we stayed in an Airbnb. So Airbnb has quite a few options, and then pound for pound, that was probably the best value that I had for the money. We had like a 3-bedroom unit, and that was like $175 a night in a super nice area called Ridge. So you can see the Airbnb here. And then there's all different options, right? You can probably find a decent spot. I'm not talking about December now. December, like, prices are like tripled. And I'll talk about December a little bit later on towards the end of this video. But I'm just talking about going any time of year. You could probably find a decent Airbnb for about $40 a night, and then they go all the way up to, something like $300-400 a night for, crazier spots. So let's talk about transportation. So Uber is a plug out there, super easy to get around. Just have your phone ready, and just like anywhere else in the world, you'll order your Uber. My only gripe with Uber is they don't have any bigger cars. They're all pretty much small Toyota Corolla, type of cars at the time of recording. So Uber, I hope you, step that game up and have some more options available. Or you can get a private driver, right? So there's, private drivers that you can drive you around for the day. And I want to talk to you about visas because this is actually a little bit different when traveling to other places. I was actually in the president's office and they said, they're working on putting this online and making it an easier process. So shout out to Nadia. We talked about, the changes that they're making. But now, as far as now, what you need to do is you need to apply. And what I'm gonna do, like I said, I have an ultimate Ghana guide that you're gonna be able to access. So I said the link's gonna be in the description of this video and you're gonna be able to know everything that you need to do, especially if you need a visa rush. I'll have all that information. But you need a yellow fever shot. And you can't enter the country without having these two things, a visa. So if you're coming from the Western world, you have a Western passport, this is something that you need. But if you have like a Nigerian or a Ghanaian passport, or a West African passport, you don't need a visa, but you also still do need a yellow fever shot. And then on arrival, shout out to Ghana, one of the flyest, cleanest airports I've ever seen in my life. It is truly a world-class airport. And I can't even say I was expecting an airport that fly. So shout out to Ghana on the airport, an amazing job. And then talking about things to do, man, big up to my Waves crew. My trip would not be the same without them. They introduced me to everyone that I needed to know. And now I can go ahead and share with y'all everything that you need to do when you come to Ghana. And so I'm just so grateful. Shout out to my entire Waves crew. We had Opal, Miss St. John, Pops. Yo, I appreciate y'all to the fullest. And so, things to do. You want to get fly, want to get your hair done, there's a spot called Hair Rack. So they got women's salon downstairs, you can get your hair done. And then upstairs, you have a male spot where you can get, literally they've got like all the drinks on top. So it's just like a fly gentleman spot. It's more of like your upper class place where people get their hair done. Also, I got to send a shout out to, I was just rolling around looking for a local spot. I went to like a local shop, and his prices are super good. I think I paid like $3-4 for a haircut. So depending on the vibe that you want, and local dude spot is in Osu, really good area. So, don't fret on that. So ladies, when you come into Ghana, you might want to get your pedi, your mani. Polish is the spot to be. I was like, I like to give my mani, my pedi every now and then. And this place just makes you feel like royalty. You sipping champagne, the chairs, you feel like royalty sitting in these chairs. Service is off the chain, location is great. Shout out to Polish, man, they really took care of the boy. There's a reason I never hit my fitness goals. Cupcake Boutique, man. They heard I was coming to town, so they invited us over. And when I got there, I was like, this is hospitality. They literally had cupcakes with our name on it. And I'd give them a shout out even if they didn't have my name on the cupcake, because this place was just fly. And so, like, literally every celeb that comes into town, this is where they stop in to get their cookies, some juice and some cupcakes, man. I'm telling you, can just see by the visuals, this place is special. And ladies, if there's something I know about you, I don't want to judge, but the majority of you love to shop. And so when you're talking about the most luxurious shop in Ghana, all the celebs stop there, internationally, local, Kua is that spot. And so they've got some of the flyest handbags. And so, cause I had a couple girls hit me up like, oh my God, can you bring me back a bag from Kua? I saw, wearing the bag. And so I stopped by the store and, the place was phenomenal. Now, fellas, if you want to get fresh, if you want to get a traditional outfit made in Ghana, there's only two places that you want to go. There's my guy, Chocolate. Hey, yo, when celebrities come to town, it does not matter if it's a CEO of Twitter, you're talking about Idris Elba, Steve Harvey, you're talking about literally anyone. They come to town, they go see Chocolate. Literally, it's a sin if you don't. But now, his clothing are also like the Rolls Royce of clothing. And his prices start at about $450. But the way, I got an outfit made, he came, he saw me and measured me. And a lot of times he can do it without even measuring you. He is just like one of these geniuses when it comes to design. And then based on your personality, he'll whip you something up. I got mine, I was like, yo, this is fly. I was getting compliments on my piece from everyone. So, most people don't got a budget though. Like his piece start at $450 a piece, but I say, yo, it's one of those things that you got to get one of them. And all of his pieces that are made to are one of ones. It's crazy. He literally has 100,000 different pieces of fabric in his place, 100,000. And so just pure genius when it comes to that. Now the second guy is my guy, Alex. So for me, I ain't got $500 a day budget to be rocking out throughout the whole trip. And so this is more like your 5 Series Beamer, right? Or your E-Class Benz. It's like, it's a nice joint. You can't go wrong with it. And so this is like what Alex has. And then his joints start like 125, and literally he'll make you tell him what you want, you tell him the fabrics that you want, he'll come to your spot and measure you, or if it's not him, one of his people will come and measure you, and if you tell him like an exact look that you want, he'll go ahead and make that, or if you have like a custom joint, he'll go ahead and make that happen. So shout out to Alex, you'll see all the fits I got from him. I got a few different fits, and then this is pretty much what I was wanting. Man, there's nothing regular about Ghana. So why fit in when you could be custom, baby? Now you can't come to Ghana without eating right. Now let me know in the comments, Ghana jello or Naija jello? You know it's a Naija thing here now. But yo, you can't come to Ghana without eating, and there was so many different options. And so I'm just gonna go through a few of them with you right now. Soon as she walking, yeah. Now there was one culinary experience that really stood out from the rest, and that was from Binta. So she literally travels all over the world sharing her local food. And so like one week she's in Germany, another week, she could be in South Africa, she could be in America. And so if you're lucky to be in town when she's around, I highly recommend it. And my people over at Tastemakers help set up this whole experience. So shout out to my Tastemakers. Now I know in Ghana is one of the top places in the world when it comes to nightlife. So I want to just share a few of my favorite places with you. Somebody's falling, yeah. Soon as she walking, yeah. People them falling. So now if you want to get outside the hustle and bustle for a little bit, one of my favorite places about an hour and a half outside of Accra is in Ada, is Aqua Safari Lounge. This place is fly. They got the jet skis, they got the boats, they got a nice resort, and it's just pure relaxation vibes. And I was actually out there with my homies from the Toasted Life, so they were in town as well. So we just had the most amazing time, sunset all around, drinks are flowing, and I can't tell you how amazing that spot is. And there's a little secret location as well. This cigar lounge that's about 15 minutes away, and you would think you're in the most exclusive elite speakeasy when you talk about the most elite whiskeys and cigars. And so this guy that grew up in England was like, I just want to create an oasis away from everyone. And I just could never imagine this place in Ghana. I was like, what is this place? And it's about 15 minutes away from there. So I'm not even gonna say much, just look. Soon as she walking, yeah. People them falling, yeah. And then one of the coolest things that we did is just actually get to know the people. And so people always have a perception of how Africa is in general or how Ghana is. And so I just wanted to show you how I live when I go to Ghana or I go to these other places, because there's always two sides to a story. And people always just want to show you, hey, a safari, or we're just saving the kids. And that's not to say that there's not issues within Ghana, but that's not the only story, right? So a lot of times we're just hanging out, having dinner parties. Like we went over to my homegirl Ruby's house, and it was just amazing. Like just beautiful vibes, beautiful people, eating traditional Ghanaian dishes. She's trying to tell me that the Ghanaian jollof was better, but okay. But I'm just telling you, there's so many different sides, and like one of the things I love doing is just educating people to show them. And most people are like, oh my God, when I was putting it on my Instagram stories, like, yo, people are living like this out in Ghana. I was like, yo, yes. Then another thing, people don't know how diverse the art scene is. The art scene is crazy and well respected around the world. And then so my brother, man, that I ran into in Ghana, I got introduced to him through Opal, is one of the greatest artists in the world. We went to his place and actually uses recycled goods throughout Ghana. And when I say his work is respected, he's got a piece in the Vatican. Facebook bought literally like the weight, 600 pounds, that is in the office there on Hackaway in Silicon Valley. When we're in the Kempinski taking a picture, like he's got this huge piece behind him. Like the art scene out there is crazy, and they have so many amazing artists, within Ghana. I was in Ghana for 2 weeks. And so this is not all that I'm gonna share with you. And I have so many more in-depth stories, right? So I told you I got my sister, Miss St. John. And then, Pops, he did a whole basketball camp in Ghana for the kids. I think he was expecting like 150, then like 300 showed up. He was the second Ghanaian NBA player ever in the NBA. And then Opal, co-founder of Black Lives Matters, was out there. And we just had such an amazing time. And then my new brother that I met there, Mr. Mano, John, got to go to his cousin's house, Richard. And then he was just sharing, the vision of what so many people have for this new Ghana with, new medical facilities, just so many things where so many people are moving back because they see the opportunity. And I saw it myself. And just also like the roots, the culture, where you're in a place and you're like, wow, I'm not even a minority here. I just feel like a normal person. And the energy, like Ghanaian people, they are so calm and the spirits are so beautiful. The culture is so rich. And so in the full episode, I'm gonna dive into, these individual stories and, what they have to share and what we did on the ground. And then also, we went outside of Accra to some of the most beautiful places in Ghana, and I'll be sharing those with you. So make sure that you subscribe. If you are not subscribed on the channel, make sure that you do that. But yeah, like I said, there is just so many amazing things to do, and I was just there for 2 weeks. But now I want to end talking about December. Like I said, I've made the ultimate guide below if you want to find out everything to do in detail about December and then anytime, throughout the year. And then, like I said, I talked to so many different people. When you talk about Afrochella, you want to know about Afrochella? I was actually with the founders. I went there, I was talking to the big homies, Alvin and Kwame, and I went to like their studios, the BBN Z studios. Lauryn Hill just pulls up there randomly. They've got a lot of the biggest artists, in Ghana that record there. There's just so many amazing people that I connected with, during my time there. Even Mr. Chocolate, you hear his story of how he started and now is one of the biggest, fashion icon, literally sets a lot of the trends when it comes to, African clothing in general, sets a lot of the trend in the new wavy form. And so with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end here. Any questions, hit us in the comment. We'll be sure to get them answered. And make sure you check out that guide. And another thing, the year of the return. People want to know about this, right? People are like, oh my God, who's coming? I hear this person's coming. But then also people just want to be connected to their roots. They want to know where they come from. And so one big thing that I found out, there's several different DNA tests that you can take, right? And they actually have African ancestry. And so I put a link below to that. The double NAACP was out there while she was, and I know a few people that know the founder of African Ancestry. So I was like, let me see if I can get you guys a special discount for that. I don't know at the time of recording, but hopefully, I can reach out to her and get y'all a discount for that. Because that one will actually break it down by like what tribe, you are from. And, goes really deep with that. But all in all, I gotta send a big shout out to my homies, Nate and Yuri. They helped film this entire project. And it was just such a cool experience, filming something on the motherland. We got so much more stuff coming for Ghana. I'm so excited. And major shout out to Isaiah on the keys, composing, this amazing music here. And then just shout out literally to Ghana. And I want to send an amazing shout out to even the president's office and really standing behind tourism and getting behind everything and even giving us an opportunity, to come into the office and talk about, some of the things that we've seen and that we feel can be made better. And like I said, I just want to thank everybody there on ground. I really feel that Ghana is going to become one of the top places to visit in the world because of the amazing people within the countries, within the country. But anyways, I'm out of here. Take care. I don't know if I've ever been more excited to bring you a passport-heavy episode. And a little disclaimer, I'm not actually hosting this one. It's my brother, Mr. Abnormal Fitness, Fufu Meat. And so we had a trip in December planned to go to Nigeria, Lagos. And so unfortunately, I fell sick. I didn't get to go, but my brother still went on this trip. And so all my friends were still going, my cousin Malik, my Waves crew, and so many more. And so Fuad went ahead and made this video himself. So cut him a little slack. It's not the typical passport heavy cinematic video, but he did an amazing job, super engaging. I said, we still need to drop this on this passport heavy channel. So December in Nigeria is like no other place. It's literally like one of the best places in the world to be. And so that's what my brother captured. And so I'm not gonna talk too much longer. I'm gonna let my brother take it away, and make sure you show him some love in the comments. And if you want him to host more videos, let him know in the comments. And anyways, like I said, I'm not gonna talk much longer. Fuad, take it away.
When you hear Africa, what's the first thing that you think of? My guess is that it's probably not this, it's most likely not this, and it's definitely not this. If all of your information and knowledge of Africa is coming from mainstream old school media, you're probably thinking all of Africa is like this. Well, after watching this video, you're gonna see why we are proud to call ourselves African.
Welcome to Lagos, Nigeria. Family Carry.
Something you need to know about Lagos, especially when it comes to it's freedom to
Alright, so before you guys actually jump into the video, I know in this whole entire video I have crust all on my lip, my shirt is dirty, there's stuff all on my face. I know this, but this video literally took me like more than a month to make, and I didn't want to have to shoot that whole thing over again and make you guys wait even longer. So I know about the crust, guys. Don't let me know in the comments, but you still can let me know, but I also know. So just letting y'all know that I know. Even if you've never been to Nigeria, I can almost guarantee you that you've at least heard, seen,
I will cut you! I will cut you!
Tasted, felt, or experienced some type of Nigerian influence. So in this video, I'll be breaking down a bunch of different reasons why you need to visit West Africa, and more specifically Nigeria, in December, and why it's one of the best places in the world to be during this time of year. And so I asked the question of why Africa, West Africa, whatever you want to call it, is the best place in the world to be in December.
That the word infanti or treat for New Year, or this time of year, this celebratory holiday time, literally means party. Bronya.
Party.
It's like, makes you get all hyped up. Fantastic.
It's amazing, man. You know, it's the best place to be in the world during December. The party capital of the world during December. Amazing. It's just good vibes, non-stop.
True.
Catch up if you can.
Everyone's here and we're having fun. Turn it up.
to be here on the ground and to get a sense of where we've come from and what we can do to help, as you've alluded to. I'm most excited about that because I think there's a ton that we can all do collectively to impact the content.
It's something you need to know about Lagos, especially when it comes to December. There's freedom to party. There's freedom to unleash, unwind, interact with so many people. Everything about Lagos during December is just very special. It's organic. And that's why you find most people all over the world that are Nigerians or Africa. The vibe is very attractive, very pulling, you know. And I'm sure, as you can see, you've gone around yourself and you can feel the vibe, the energy. You just want to go back home. That's the spirit. That's the spirit of Lagos in December.
So my name is Fuad Agoro. I'm a digital marketer, a digital nomad, and I've been traveling the world for the last 6 years non-stop. And this whole trip came about because of my brother Jabril. So my brother Jabril is the whole reason I've been traveling the world this last 6 years. And he's influenced so many different people around the globe in so many different ways. But one of the main ways that people know him from the outside is from his content. So we do videos all over the world. We've done videos in Colombia, Panama, Thailand, and we do it in places that have big misconceptions. So Colombia was one of the biggest ones that we did. So a lot of people were just afraid to go to Colombia because they watch Narcos and they think, oh, Pablo Escobar is still running it. I'm gonna get shot in the head if I go there. It's just cocaine and all this dangerous stuff. But we show what it's actually like. Along with all the amazing marketing work that he does, he was able to connect with some amazing people, and that was the whole reason this trip came about. So we were supposed to film this big, huge production in Lagos and going to Ghana right after, but he couldn't make it just because of some things that were going on. So I actually did the filming. So don't expect some passport heavy type quality here. I'm still learning. I'm still on the basics. I'm still shooting in auto. But I wanted to do my best to tell the story of Nigeria and tell the story of Lagos and tell the story of West Africa and why people tend to come home during December and why it's one of the best places in the world to be. So that's what you can expect to see in this video. And so with that being said, you know that I've traveled. I've been to places like Ukraine. I've been to Thailand, been to Indonesia. I've been to Sri Lanka, I've been to Colombia, Panama, all of these places. So you would only expect that during all of these years of travel that I would have made my way to Nigeria, or at least to Africa. Well, this hasn't been the case up until this trip right now. So this trip has been pending literally my whole entire life. Both of my parents are from Nigeria, from the Lagos area. And this trip has like come and gone so many different times, but it just never happened. So I had to make sure that this trip happened this time. And oh boy, was I so glad that I made it here for this trip. And a little bit about me, I was actually born in London, England, but like I said, both of my parents are from Nigeria. So me and my brother, we were born in London. And then me, my brother, and my mom moved to Chicago when I was about 6. My brother was about 9 years old. But obviously, we still have so much family that's in Nigeria. And that's one of the big reasons that pulled me to coming there, and it's one of the main reasons that a lot of people come home during this time. And this brings me to point number 1 of why you need to visit Lagos during December, and that is family.
Out here with the family. It's been too long.
Yeah?
Been too long. Out here.
Now, even if you're not Nigerian, even if you have no ties to a Nigerian family, I'm sure you have at least one friend or one person that you know that is. And that's all you really need in order to have a good time here in December. Being the 7th most populated country in the world, you can only imagine the type of influx of people that comes into this amazing land during this time. In December, Lagos is insane, it's nuts. Literally everyone and their mama is home in Lagos during December, and you can tell by the traffic. So my cousin Akeem actually picked me up from the airport. I called him before. I'm like, yo, I don't know what's going on here. I was a little nervous. I heard all these stories about customs and how they're gonna try to take your money and all this stuff. So I'm like, yo, you gotta meet me at the airport. But the crazy thing was, like on my last leg, going to Lagos, flying into Lagos. Oh snap, Nancy? She was getting on the same, has done so many amazing things. She's worked for some of the biggest companies in the world. But the dopest thing about her is how cool she is. Like, she's one of the most down-to-earth people you ever meet. So I just had such good energy going into Lagos, knowing like one of my really good friends flying into Lagos, and we had no idea. It's so likely we'll run into someone that you know if you go to Lagos in December. So many people I ran into all over the world, and I just happened to meet up with them because we're in Lagos in December. So me and my cousin Akeem, we're chilling in Lagos one for the night. Which is a really nice neighborhood, until my superstar cousin Malik Berry was coming into town the next day because he had a show in a different country that day. I forgot he was doing a show out of town, and he was coming back the next day. So if you don't know who my cousin is, obviously he's my cousin first and foremost, but most musical talent. So he's a big producer, and he's also his own artist. He has some of the biggest hits in the world, and he's definitely one of the biggest Afrobeats artists in the world. So you can only imagine the type of energy that he attracts when he's here in Nigeria, and more specifically Lagos. So that brings me to the second reason of why you need to visit West Africa, or more specifically Lagos, that I'm talking about in this video during December, and that is the homecoming. So everyone and their mama is coming home during this time, and with all of these people, you can only expect to have some superstars and some really influential people coming home. So it's not just parties and family that people are coming down to Lagos in December for. People are actually coming down here to make things happen and to network. And I was fortunate enough to be taken in by the West African Voltron Group, which is made up of some of the most powerful people in the world. I'm talking about actors and actresses.
What are you doing out here?
I got a job singing in Reno tomorrow.
Know better, do better. Dro, I had to put him in his lane. And my new job was trying to fund my benefits, and I was like, blam.
Politicians.
Mr. William Opeyemi Jawanda.
CEOs.
Rosenberg, give it up for my bro Abiola OK one time right now. OK Africa.
Founders of some of the biggest groups and movements in the world.
What we need now more than ever is a human rights movement that challenges systemic racism in every single context.
Our favorite award-winning teacher of financial empowerment, the budgetnista Tiffany Alicia.
And so many other influential people that just happen to come out of West Africa. And my brother's actually a part of this group, so that's why I was able to be with them during this trip. And I can tell you, like, these type of people are people that you know. Like, they've been in movies that you've seen. They're the top of the biggest companies in the world. These people have definitely had an impact in your life one way or another, even if you didn't know it.
Uber is trying to move past recent scandals and the resignation of CEO Travis Kalanick. The ride-hailing giant hired Bozoma St. John, remember that name, as its chief brand officer last month to help turn around the $68 billion company.
And I was fortunate enough to be with this group during my time here in Lagos. So being with this amazing group of influential people, some of the most influential people in the world, it was only right that we stayed in one of the dopest places in all of West Africa. And this brings me to the next topic, which will be accommodations. So I already told you about Lekki Phase 1 and the house I was staying at with Akeem and that my cousin Malik was going to. Alright, so dropped the bags off at the crib. Now we at Nancy's friend's crib. This place is crazy. Check it out. Check out the place real quick. So we upstairs, got the dope artwork. The TV, just like a little chill area. Got like a few bedrooms in that. I ain't gonna take you in the bedrooms, but it's like 4 up here, I think. Yeah, look at this artwork. Oh. This place was crazy, super dope, super fresh, super modern. So this is the place that I was staying with the West African Voltron crew. And this place, they call it the New Dubai. And this is why they call it that. So I was staying in this place for over a week, and anytime I brought anyone here, anyone from my friends to my family to anyone that Malik or anyone else knew, they would just be like, would you say this is the biggest pool you've seen in
This is the biggest pool I've ever seen in my life.
And jeez, wait, ever in any country, any continent?
Yes. I mean, I don't go to the Olympics, so I don't know.
This is the baddest apartment I've ever seen in Africa. On record.
Especially like the Uber drivers and the taxi drivers, whenever they came by, they're just like, what is this place now? You know we're on top of the Atlantic Ocean. So Echo Atlantic is actually built on top of the Atlantic Ocean. And a lot of people like did not know about this place, even if they lived in Lagos like their whole life. They just never really saw what was going on behind the construction walls. And when they enter this place, they get to this property, they're just like, oh man, this is mad. This is mad. And so through the Waves group, we're actually able to get this place thanks to Airbnb. Justina was actually the first person that I met and I was talking to that actually took care of me while I was here in Echo Atlantic. So thank you so much, Justina, and everyone else in the Waves group was super helpful. But if you're looking to go to Echo Atlantic, if you want to stay here, if you want to get information, make sure that you get in contact with Patrick. So anytime someone comes here, they're gonna meet you, right?
Yeah, they meet me, meet my staff. Jitaku, just so you want an apartment by Jitaku.
Yeah.
2-bedroom, 3-bedroom apartments.
So
you best apartments in Lagos, Nigeria.
Malik said, as everyone said that came here, like they've never seen anything like it. Like, oh man.
I've seen some nice places in Lagos, but this is like,
huh?
yeah, man. this is definitely #1 up there.
He's the one that facilitated everything once we're there. He's super polite. He's super on the ball. So anytime you message him, like almost any time of the day, he'll get back to you. So yeah, if you're looking to book this place while you're here in Lagos, make sure you hit up Patrick. And thank you so much to Airbnb for hosting us during this stay. We had such an amazing time. Like I just couldn't give you the right words to explain the experience that I had here. Alright, so now let's talk about something that we all need in our lives. I'm talking about food. So I know I'm going to be very biased in saying this, but in my opinion, Nigerian food is the best food in the whole entire world. And I know people like to debate about this whole jollof rice thing.
Jollof is big.
Once you taste it, you feel the soul of Africa.
Jollof is what brings West Africans apart.
Africa is Mufasa and Jollof is Simba.
Seriously.
Okay?
You lift it up in the morning. Every morning.
Yeah, to all you Ghanaian people out there, I'm not saying your stuff is bad. I'm not saying that at all. It's just that Nigerian jollof is the greatest, and I'll just end it right there. But I can honestly say, like in my opinion, like my mom's cooking is some of the best cooking I've ever had in my entire life, and like a lot of times people just say that, but it's actually how I feel. So I was so excited to try food while I was down here in Lagos. Just because I know of the history and the culture of the food. Like, oh boy was excited. Shout outs to moms, man, holding it down. Love you, mama. And sadly during this trip, we just weren't home a lot because I was going to a lot of shows and parties and events with my cousin Malik, or I was out with the Waves group. So I didn't actually get to get any home cooking my whole time here, but I did visit a bunch of different restaurants, and I want to show you some of those right now. So literally from the first night that I was in Lagos, my friend Nancy is like, you have to have some suya. Like, I think I heard of suya before. I'm not sure if I ever had it. But everyone was talking about suya when I got to Lagos, and like I was trying my hardest to find it pretty much the whole time I was there. The first night we couldn't actually find it, and then I kind of forgot about it for a few days, but then it actually came to be. I forgot who from the Waves group actually bought it. So they were down by the pool and they're like, yo, we got the suya down here, where y'all at? And I was like, so I was running to get this stuff. And then my friend Bookie, she actually brought some suya for me and my cousins as well. And thank you so much for that. And then I forgot the name of the place she brought it from, but I'll probably write it on the screen. But they're saying this is the place that you have to get it from. Like, it's wrapped in newspaper, and like it's actually like from the place that you really need to get it from. It's like the authentic suya. And this stuff, shout outs to my boy Darnell, was banging.
Talk about suya for about a week. And finally I have the opportunity to try it, and it's worth it.
There's one I'll show you.
So usually, apparently people are eating the suya after the club.
Because they have a farm, so
but even now, it's what? It's 6 p.m. It's delicious. I can imagine after the club.
One really nice place, like probably one of the nicest places that I went to eat, was this place called Shiro. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So Shiro is an Asian cuisine place, I believe. Like, I don't think it's specific. I don't think it's just Thai or just Chinese or just Japanese. I think it's all type of Asian foods. And I had a lot of Thai food while I was here. And it was really good. But the most impressive thing about Shiro, in my opinion, even though the food is really great, was just the whole decor. Like, as soon as you walk in, they got a big sign that you can take pictures in front of, and then just like the whole ambiance of the place. They got like chandeliers, they got all of this dope stuff around, and then they got the outside bit, which is really nice. So right on the other side of the outside bit is the actual beach, so you can like walk on the beach while you're waiting for your food. And they have a bunch of events here and all this different stuff. So it's a really dope place to be with some really good food. So if you ever wanted to sit down for a nice meal, Shiro is a really good place to go. All right, and another place that I actually went with Bookie was a place called Ocean Basket. So I believe this is in VI, in Victoria Island. And if you're American watching, like, I would kind of compare it to like an Applebee's, but kind of more of a seafood themed Applebee's. If you're in England, I would kind of compare it to Weatherspoons, but just a little bit more upscale than these establishments. But yeah, some really good food at some really good cost, and it's nice. You can like sit on top of the balcony and all that stuff and just enjoy your food. Enjoy your food. Feud. I said feud. It's food. Oh, and one of the last places that I got to eat during my time here in Lagos was this place called Terra Culture. I hope I'm saying it right. And the inside of Terra Culture is really interesting because like right when you walk in, I don't know if it's every night, but when I got there was like a band playing, and then it's got this really cool like staircase thing that leads upstairs. And connected to the buildings, actually this, I believe it's an art gallery or some type of art display thing that goes on there. And then upstairs they have an actual art gallery, they have art pieces that you can see and everything. And the food is really good. And this is the first time I had amala when I was in Nigeria. I think I've had it before. But I'm one of those like basic Nigerians. I normally just eat jollof rice and chicken or beef and plantain and all that stuff. Like, I don't eat too much fufu, even though that's my nickname, and all this other stuff. I'm normally just like, yeah, I'll take the jollof, the plantain, and yeah. But I had to have some amala before I left. And one really good thing that I had no idea about, I don't even think I heard of before, was Chapman. So it's like this red drink. I'm not exactly sure what's in it, but it's like kind of fruity. It might be mixed with like iced tea or something like that. But like, I was sitting at the table and they're like, I'm like, what's that drink? I was like talking to these people, like, oh, it's Chapman. I'm like, huh? They're like, it's Chapman. I was like, what's Chapman? Like, I had no idea what it was. I thought it was pretty funny how they looked at me like, you don't know what Chapman is? So for all you people watching, you should know what Chapman is before you go there. So let me tell you about this place called Belgium. So this was more towards the mainland. It wasn't in Victoria Island or anything like that. But like from the sounds of it, like my cousin Malik and my other cousin Akeem, like they were just like, oh boy, like this is some good stuff. So I heard that Belgium is the real deal. So for all my Americans out there, like you can only imagine, like when you go to Taco Bell, you're only gonna get a certain quality. You're only gonna get the super reproduced, inauthentic type of tacos. But it's like when your mama's cooking them tacos, or when your mama's cooking that home cooked meal, like you know it's the real deal. Or you go to that little La Tienda and get that real food. Like this is what it is. This is what that real home cooking is like in a restaurant. I could just tell from Malik and Akeem's faces, like when they're eating this food, like it was just like one of those meals where you just don't talk. Like you're just in there, just like like all these emotions are just going through your head and your body, and you're just like overtaken by the power of the amala. Like that's what happened when they went to Belgium. So if you want that real deal authentic Nigerian food, you want to come to Belgium. Alright, so now let's talk about what I spent most of my time doing while I was here in Nigeria, and that is concerts. Now, like I mentioned before in this video, everyone and their mama comes home during this time. And this includes musicians and artists. So like literally every single night I was out with Malik, and I seen everyone from Skepta to Burna Boy to YC to Wizkid, and so many other people. And it's not just the Afrobeats artists that are out here during this time, and like Nigerian-born artists. Also, like Lil Baby was here. He did a show with Davido, I believe.
Chicken Alfredo and Africa. Yeah, big dog.
Straight from Gwinnett to Lagos.
And I'm sure there's a bunch of other people that came and performed that were just there enjoying their time down here in Lagos in December. Like, it's the place to be in December, if I haven't mentioned it enough by now. And all of these shows were so much fun. There's so much different energy that I got to see and be a part of being at these shows. And yeah, these concerts were so much fun. I just want to give you a little snippet of all of these different shows and concerts that I went to. Barry, what you saying? Where we going, bro? Where we going, bro?
We're going to vote.
Hey.
Yeah, vote.
Hey. Hey.
Go let the beat drop. Yeah, very fun this. Get cool with the weight, nah. To the early, yeah.
Whoa, what we doing though?
You guys give me 1 minute to get ready.
Where we at?
Echo Hotel Live.
Echo Miami?
Echo Miami.
Hey. That's where we're going? What you say, Barry?
All the way to
Alright, so we outside the Made in Lagos show. Malik's gonna go on like right now. Wiz is next, and then it's about to get Superstars in their building now.
lost me when it doesn't look flash. You give me life. When you start to bust the wine, you give me love, Got your hands cause they fight, you don't realize. So you they carry dynamite, you give me life. When you start to wine, your body, yeah.
So with the combination of everyone being home to see their family and no one really having to work during this time, you can only imagine the amount of parties that are being thrown during this time. Everywhere from house parties to beach parties to actual events. There's so much going on, and I actually got to go to a few pretty dope ones.
Yo, this place is insane. Yo, like I've never been to a place like this. Like Nigeria, Lagos. Like I've never seen a place where like the party can start so late and it just be so normal. Like look at the time right now. Look at the time. I'm still in bed. Like everyone's just on the way to get to this this party. So DJ Tunes is throwing like this party where Wizkid's gonna be there and a bunch of other people and all that stuff. It's like 10 minutes from the place I'm staying right now. But look at the time. Look at the time right now. 1:34 a.m. Yo, they don't play out here with these parties during Christmas. I don't know if it's all year like this, but right now it's like Christmas time, December, whatever. Christmas in Lagos, a mad thing. Before I go, I learned one thing. So my Yoruba and my Pidgin is atrocious, but I learned one thing that everyone says. So like in the States, we would say something like what's poppin' or what's good. Out here they say alpha. Like at first I thought everyone was saying how far. Like I thought everyone was really concerned about how far everyone was, but it's not the case. I'm probably saying it wrong still, but it's something like alpha.
Yeah, big dog. My name in the phone came Corso. My whip like it came out of Porto. This Porsche ain't a regular sports car. I'm eating Wagyu steak, not Lone Star. I'm drinking Bombay straight, smoking J's while I'm making my plays like I'm Marty from Ozark.
What you saying? Out here in Lagos, chilling.
I know this is going to go global because I know I'm going to see on YouTube.
All day?
So make me famous.
All day?
And Jabril, you're missing out for that.
Yo, what's your IG handle?
My IG handle is Bizzle Oshikoya. Bizzle Osikoya. Follow me now. Lagos is lit.
And then also the restaurant that I talked about, Shiro. So Shiro holds some really dope events, a really nice venue. And yeah, so at this party there was a lot of superstars. So you had P Square here, obviously my cousin Malik, and so another friend that I met here on this trip, Alton. So he's like a model for some of the biggest fashion brands. He does like the runways and like the fashion weeks and all that type of stuff, and he does a whole bunch of other cool stuff. But yeah, but there's so many dope people here that I connected with and that I just saw, and a lot of power players in the house. So the West African Voltron Waves group, they actually came through to the same party. So like I was in between like partying with my cousin Malik and like all of that crew, and then also with the Waves group. And even though these parties are fire, like you will leave like just exhausted, your shirt will be drenched in sweat. Even though these parties are super lit and you cannot miss them, they are nothing compared to a real Nigerian wedding. So my whole idea shooting this video was to make this one long whole video, but after cutting the voiceover, it was gonna be like over an hour, so I didn't want to have to make you guys sit through that entire thing. So what I want to do now is give some big thank yous that I did at the end.